What is up, YouTube? What's going on? Check test and check 1 2. Check test and check 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, we're good. We're in. All right. Letting the crew know I'm live. Give me a second here. All right. Let's get it. Hola. Welcome back to actually apologies. Hola. Me llamo Vortex 46. Espero que estés bien. Hope y'all are doing well on this Saturday. Welcome back to Better Train Risk. We're back with another live stream. Click that link that I just posted in the comments to join us here over on WAP.com at Top Sports Debate. You get access to my picks, our leader, Lando, his picks, Bobby, the Round Robin King, his picks, Q Keezy, my brother, his picks, and as well as, like I said, my picks as well. Went 2-1 yesterday. As you see, very first pick was the Cardinals Cubs full game over. It went under 7.5 runs. Cubs won 3-0. Congratulations to them. They covered the run line. Marlins Reds under full game 7.5 as well. That cashed with the Reds winning 1-0. Didn't see that happening, but it is what it is. Random Friday that only, Reds scoring 1 run and the Marlins not. And then the Guardians, they got the 2 runs that I needed in the first 5. I want to say within the first couple of innings or maybe something like that. Somebody hit a home run first, and then somebody else brought in another run. But they think they got 3 runs in the first 5 in total. I could be wrong, but they ended up cashing that for me. But I think they lost yesterday, though. Let me just double check and make sure that I'm on the correct thing here. I think they did lose. Yeah, they lost. Padres ended up winning 7-5, so that worked out for them. But the total went over. So, and then the hits parlay that I shared roughly about 30 plus minutes before the extra game started, this cashed. I put Ty France, Pete Alonso, Dylan Lau, and Brandon Donovan cashed. Now it sort of kind of looked like Brandon possibly potentially wasn't going to get that hit, but he went up twice. I think if I remember, he struck out once, and then in the second at bat, he line drive once for a ground ball. That was out. Then he struck out in the second at bat, and then I pretty much went to sleep, and then woke up to see I had extra funds in my DraftKings account, seeing that it cashed. So, all in all, I'm glad that hit. So all in all, 3-1 in total for yesterday. I'll take it. I should have taken a couple of my other reads, at least 2 of them that I talked about during the stream yesterday. I should have taken the Nationals money line. They won 1-0 in the first 5. Talking about the first 5 money line, that one hit. The Guardians didn't cash. I think I went with, as far as the full reads, I think I went like 4-2 or something like that as far as this here, because this was all the stuff that I queued up as far as what I liked or loved from yesterday. And I really should have faded the Yankees on their team runs first 5 under 2.5. If I remember correctly, I think they finished with 1 run in the first 5. Let me double check that. Make sure that I'm correct on that. Yeah, because they literally lost 3-1. The under cashed. The Blue Jays covered the run line. Actually, no, the Yankees didn't score any runs. So if I felt any better about that, I would have potentially possibly even taken, laddered it down, because I know we usually ladder up, but I would have laddered it down to 2, and that would have been a couple extra stuff. And the Angels didn't win the first 5 over. I think it did cash for the Rangers and Athletics. Let me just double check and make sure that's correct too. Could be wrong. No, it didn't win under. Okay. Padres, like I said, they won the first 5. Money line, Yankees went under. Oh, the Diamondbacks or Braves, I think they went under the first 5 too. Let me see. Yep, first 5, because Diamondbacks won 2-0. 1 run, and then they scored another run in the top of the 9th. So that was the full game under was even a good spot. So, but I think I did say Diamondbacks. No, I was talking about the Astros. But yeah, all in all, good day for the MLB for me. Hope y'all cashed on any NFL stuff. I just really didn't trust anything as far as those 3 games last night. But at the same time, I pretty much did fall asleep during the game. So, but let's dive into today. A few early games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 early games, and then the rest, which I want to say is like 10 games, late games. Chicago and the Tigers. Now, I'm mad at myself because I did specify this game yesterday during the stream. I did say that I really wanted to take the White Sox to win on the money line during the stream yesterday. I didn't take it. White Sox came out firing yesterday. Somebody hit a home run that put them up 8-3 or something like that early in the game. If I remember correctly, let me just double check, because they won 9-5. Like I said, somebody hit a home run in the top of the 5th, because they went up 1-0. Then Detroit went up 3-1. Then again, we're talking about the first 5, and then Chicago hit I forgot who it was. Somebody hit a home run in the top of the 5th to put them up 6-3. Then they scored 2 more runs in the top of the 6th. Of course, Detroit scored 2 runs the next inning, but then Chicago hit another run in the top of the 9th. But they won 9-5. Like I said, yesterday was the best spot for me to take Chicago to win yesterday on the money line. It was plus value. I did not take it, and now I personally feel like today is a day where Detroit possibly potentially will bounce back and win this game. Will they say flip the script and score a bunch of runs? I really can't say. Now, Melton's on the mound. Last time he pitched against the White Sox, he only allowed 1 run, close to 2. When he last pitched against Detroit, he allowed 2 runs. So I'm thinking a potential bounce back here. Melton usually is a really good pitcher, specifically. So when we really look at his stuff here, he's not, as far as what I was looking at, he's not allowing any runs at all, hardly in the last 10. Even in the last 5, he had 3 straight starts where he didn't allow any runs. So now we're focusing on him at home. Still, he doesn't allow too many runs. Now, him at home against the White Sox, this was back in June. He only stopped them from getting 2 runs here. Does this roll over into today's game? I'm not sure. Again, we're talking about a White Sox team that can score runs, but you really got to just look at the actual game. Look and see if there's potential. If you could see anybody like Sam, like Chase, Murakami, maybe even Colson, maybe Miguel, maybe, what I'm saying? Maybe somebody on this White Sox team, potentially, possibly, because like I mentioned in yesterday's stream, is that you want to kind of treat every game as a new, fresh day. You never want to assume that just because a team is on the stretch of winning, of scoring a bunch of runs, blah, blah, blah. You never want to assume that it's going to happen in the very next game. That's why I say, today may be a potential day because Troy's on the mound. Yes, Anthony was on the mound, and we know for him, he's been allowing hits more recently, but he's still only allowing roughly about 2 runs just in general. And head to head, he went 1-0 to stopping Detroit from scoring 3 runs back at the end of May. So maybe you possibly take the full game, the first 5 under for this one. The first 5 went over yesterday, like I said, quickly. So like that's what I'm saying. Potential spot where it was 9-5 yesterday. Potential spot for this to go under first 5, under full game. So I would look towards that for this one. The books believe it's going to go under as well. But let's really break down. K on the road. It's been going 50-50 split, but 2 and 3 to the under in the last 5. While Melton, him pitching at home this year, 57% hit rate to the under. So what's the consensus and the final verdict for this game? I would potentially possibly say first 5 under, and it's hit just in general most of the season. It did not hit yesterday because of the 6-3 spot. Personally feel like it will bounce back and flip to the full first 5 under. So I'm going to keep the first 5 under. If you think and feel like the full game under will cash, maybe you still do take that. It did go 4 and 3 this year currently so far. So we'll see. We will see. Even at Detroit, because we're back at Detroit in this series, it went 2-1 last series. So technically currently it's 1-0 to the over for this series. So maybe possibly potential for first 5 under. It could still, but again, it's baseball. Like I said, never assume that it's going to automatically go that way. It could still flip to the over. Any of these batters, anybody, Eduardo, Dylan, Spencer, McCongle, you know what I'm saying? They could still potentially get some runs early off of Troy, because we know that pitchers that have success, they randomly have a spot where they, give up runs. And today could be a day where Troy randomly gives up runs against a White Sox team that he's actually technically had success against stopping them this year. Same thing with Anthony K. That's what I'm saying. Anything can happen where the first 5 over hits and the full game hits too. So I just don't know if any of these batters are going to go yard. Just being honest. Technically, any batters on the slate. I really, honestly, because I was talking to one of my homies, what was it, 2 days ago? No, it was yesterday. I was telling him, like, like, I commend him for continuously taking runs, like home runs. Like, I could continuously commend y'all for chasing the home runs. I'm glad that y'all succeed in that area. It's just not profitable for me, because that's the second hardest thing to do in this sport is hit a home run. The first thing is to actually get the hit. They have to hit the ball first. It's actually they have to get on base first. They have to get at least a single, right? That's the hardest thing that any batter can do in this league. It's just the home run is an added bonus to the sport. So that's why I tipped it multiple times this year, and it's just not profitable. Even if it was profitable, my mindset is still, I just can't see myself chasing a home run every single day, let alone every single month. I just can't. It's just not feasible from my perspective. It is better that you chase team props more than you even chase player props, because the players will still let you down. Yeah, the teams will still let you down sometimes, but it is still more profitable if you take a team to score, to cover a run line, for both teams to score 9 runs in totality. You know what I'm saying? Maybe St. Louis wins this plus 130 or one plus 150 Fanatic spot here, maybe, possibly, but Chicago might win today, because now we're on this game here, because McGreevy's pitching, Boyd is pitching. Let's look at McGreevy real quick. Let's look at the first 5. But again, like I said, I totally commend y'all for chasing home runs every single month consistently, whether you're winning or not. You're personally believing that at any given day, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna make a nice profit for yourself, and that's still my hope for y'all. First 5 hit 3 of the last 5 for Boyd, but it's mostly hit for McGreevy 5 straight. Let me see, on the road, 3 and 2 for him on the road last 5. Boyd at home, look at that. And technically it's more than 5 games. It's 7 straight games where the over is cashed, and all of technically every start at home. Now, same thing with the White Sox game. Maybe it does flip, because it was a low scoring game yesterday. maybe it flips to the over today. Maybe you do look at the first 5 over today, as well as the full game over. I believe it's still 8.5, right? So maybe it does flip today. Again, Boyd is pitching every single game. He's pitched, the over is cash. Now, for my Pirates, because I mentioned this when Mazinski was pitching, and we looked at the data together. The under cash in every game that Mazinski did pitch as a starter. But in that specific game, I feel like I shouldn't count that game because he only pitched in 3 innings that game, and the over cashed that day. So if he would have pitched the full 5, 5.5 or whatever, I would feel much better about, saying that, oh, it was just that game that didn't go the route that, he, used, because he technically was averaging 5 innings pitching, right? But that specific game, he was out there, and then they pulled him by the 3rd inning. So I feel like that's, he didn't even get a chance to fully engage on his full spot there. So, yeah, but Boyd, I could see Boyd pitching the whole game here, for all 5 games. So I could technically see potential first 5 over for sure. Let me cue that up at least, and for sure, like I said, full game. Let's see. So I'm gonna cue that up. That's a minus 145 on Fanatics, 140 on DraftKings, same thing on BetMGM. So actually you're getting the better value on DraftKings or BetMGM. Excuse me. So yeah, maybe you do take that first 5, and maybe you do look at the full game over for this one. Do you consider any of these batters like PCA, Happ, Suzuki? Maybe let me look at Suzuki, because I know let me see, he went yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, he went yesterday. He has a positive against McGreevy. He has a home run against him. 444 batting average and ISO. Look at that. 6. Now, does he, again, he could still hit a home run, maybe, possibly, but does he at least get 1 or 2 runs, 2 total bases type of thing? Maybe you at least take that as a plus 113 for 2. If you feel like you would get 3, 221 plus value there. HRR, slight lean to the over. Actually, no, it's actually full lean to the over. But for 3, it's a plus 139. I wonder what it was yesterday. I really don't know. But he at least showed up for the team yesterday. Literally, I want to say he was the only reason why they got the 3 runs yesterday. It was because of his home run. So what is he doing today? So yesterday was one of the days that he bats the best. It actually might be his best day. Yep, it's his best day. He showed up. He got his 4th home run on a Friday. Today, not so much his best days here at batting. Technically, this is his 2nd worst day. Tomorrow is his worst day of batting, which is Sunday. So, but he does have 2 home runs. He does have 6 runs in, 1 2-bagger, 9 RBIs. Could he potentially get his 10th RBI today? Yes. But again, he's positive against Michael. So if you feel like he'll at least get 2 total bases, take him for 2. Not sure if we get 2 hits, but maybe you want to take him for 1 hit. Let's see what that value is. Excuse me. Super juice though, so you would have to parlay this with something else, or just like I said, I would more so recommend his 2 HR. I forgot to mention too, the Liam Hicks single that I queued up yesterday. Totally forgot to take it. Totally skipped my mind. So yeah, let me take that off. These are the 5 batters that I put in the new parlay. I forgot to mention that too, because like I said, somebody tailed my hitter slip too from last night. This is it here, but this is the new one. I'm hopeful that Conan, I'm going back to Conan because he let me down the last time, but going back to him, his data looks good for him to at least get a hit against the Reds. Hopefully he does so tonight. So Conan, technically we're actually relying on Diaz first, Yandy to get 1 because he's the very first game in the late start today. So Diaz, then Conan, and then a Rosarina and Tatis at the same time, and then Albies. Albies is in a tricky little spot here, but I still like his data to at least get a hit, even if it's just the thing that he finishes off with. But we'll dive into that once we get to that game. So all in all, maybe, like I said, maybe you do look towards. I really do feel like Suzuki can get at least 2 HRR tonight, maybe 2 total base. PCA, he doesn't like facing off against Michael, but remember, it's a fresh start today. Maybe he does go out here and actually get at least 1 hit or 2 or something like that, 2 total bases, 2 HRR against Michael today in the first 5 at least. He's down back to back. Has he gone 3 straight in the last 20? No. So the question becomes, is this going to be the first time where he doesn't do anything in this series here with the Cardinals? Now, as far as history wise against the Cardinals, he's averaging 2 HRR just in general, but on the season he's actually struggling against them. So again, like I said, maybe today possible potential that he goes 3 straight without doing anything against the Cardinals, but just like I said, just in general, the last 20 he has. And actually, no, apologies, here it is. This was the end of the July, but we're in the middle of August though, so maybe, like I said, maybe he still shows up against 2 HRR today. For St. Louis, did Ivan get a hit? Somebody mentioned me, he did. Somebody mentioned me about him yesterday. I just didn't, like, they were talking about put him on a parlay, and I was like, I don't think you, like, it's never really smart. And I very rarely do this. I will very rarely look at a batter or something like that, or look at a prop and be like, or even a team prop, be like, all right, I'm gonna take this 110 game, you know what I'm saying, because I'm on the East Coast. I'm gonna take the line, the Lions, the Tigers to win on the money line, right? To just be like, all right, I'm gonna take them to win on the money line because it looks like they'll bounce back and win, like I mentioned. And then I'm gonna go way down here to the first game, or even way down here to the 8 o'clock, or actually the 7:15 or whatever. We're like, all right, I'm gonna take that Detroit one and I'm gonna parlay it with the Dodgers to win, Pirates to win. You know what I'm saying? I rarely take one game that's hours away, because I personally feel like that you really shouldn't do that, because if the one thing that doesn't occur is that, say Chicago wins today, your parlay is messed up automatically because it's hours down the road. It's better that you connect stuff that's much closer to your slip, so that way you can really track of what's going on. Because if I know a lot of you like to take, I see a lot of y'all on social media and stuff, y'all like to take cash outs, but your cash out may not even happen on that parlay because you parlayed something way up here that's hours away from down here. So it's just smarter that you connect stuff that's closer to itself, and you don't parlay like because again, I don't do it that often either. You don't do like 2 batters from this game, 2 batters from another game. Like I said, I rarely do 2 the same from the same game and then parlay it with another game from the same. I rarely do that, because even just one thing happens and, you know what I'm saying, one player gets the prop that you need, but the other one doesn't, your ticket's fully done. It's best that you just do 1 pick each game, and you just keep it at that, even if you're doing 5, 6, 7, 8 leggers and stuff like that. But of course, like I keep mentioning to y'all, round robin most of your parlays, so that way it will cash. You don't really necessarily have to round robin this, because it's just, you're just looking for, you know what I'm saying, the batters to do one simple thing, that's to get a hit. But if it's to do like 2 HRR, 3 HRR, stuff like that, yes, parlay and round robin this when it's higher than the one thing that you need a batter to do, or even a basketball player, whatever. But I just had to, kind of remind y'all to bet smartly. That's all. So yeah, first 5 over for this game. Really like it. I like that value. What was it again? It's a -140. Do I have anything on my BetMGM? I have a bunch of funds on my DraftKings because those 2 hit parlays cashed for me more recently out of the last few days. So I do. So I'm gonna take this as an extra bet. I really like the first 5 over for the Cardinals and Cubs. I want to see if this actually will cash. This is an early game, which is fine. Now, early games do have a higher percentage to go under, though. That's literally, like, you can search that yourself. You can technically Google that. That information is out there. So just to kind of let y'all know the information. But I like this to go over the first 5. I feel like it could be a bounce back spot. So I'm going to go ahead and take the first 5 over. What is that? Oh. What is that? Hold on. Is that what that is? Oh, they okay. BetMGM has their own way of. It's not saying 4.5 or 4.5. It's saying over 5. It says total runs, first 5 total runs, over 5. So let me. It's actually a minus 105. That's much better value. Because again, this is saying minus 140 for the over. I'm trying to see if that's the actual one that I want, because that's the base value for something. But I don't see, honestly, I don't see the actual extra prop. Let's see. Let me go game prop, maybe. Nope. Innings, maybe. Nope. There's a first 5 money line. First 5 winner, first 5 spread. I think they got Chicago winning the covering the spread. Nope, they have they do covering a 1.5. Actually, no, I apologize. They got St. Louis covering a plus 0.5, minus 105. So nope. Whoops. Where the heck did it go? What the hell? Oh. Okay. So it is a minus 140 for the 4.5. If you took the 5, it's a minus 105. That's the better value. Possible potential spot that it may even hit above 5 runs. But I'm kind of wondering, I'm just going to take the base value of the minus 140. I'm wondering if that 5 would be, like if it hit 5 just in general, if it went 3-2 type of thing by the end of the first 5, if they would actually cash your slip, or would they void it and give you your money back? That's my kind of question that I have. Maybe let me do both. I'm gonna do both. So I did both. So I have it here. So this is the one that I have. This is the minus 140. I don't know if y'all can see that. Maybe. Yep, minus 140. And then I took the minus 105. So over 5. So if it goes 6, then I cash twice. If it just goes 4.5, and I want to see if that. Honestly, I really want to see if that minus 5 will hit. So that's that one. But all in all, outside of the team stuff, Suzuki for 2 HRR, prevalent spot maybe 2 total base. Let me look at Jordan. He has a positive against Matt. He has a home run against Matt, but he only hit 1 home run in the last 10. He's been struggling the last 5 to get 2 total base, 2 and 3. Only 4 hits in the last 5. HRR a little bit more prevalent, 3 and 2, just a little bit. Head to head, positive, but this year, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. 0-1, 0-2, 2 and 2, 4 and 2, 4 and 4, 5 and 4. So 5 and 6. So just below 500 on getting just 2 HRR against the Cubs, but books believe that he's actually going to get the 2 HRR. So maybe you parlay Walker and Suzuki to get the 2 HRR. Maybe you do. Maybe it does happen. Maybe. I just don't know if Ivan would get another hit today. He has 2 singles against Boyd, but it's juiced at a minus for him to get 1 hit. It's juiced at a minus 200 even on FanDuel, 231 on DraftKings. So maybe you parlay, maybe you parlay Ivan, Jordan, and Suzuki for a hit. Maybe PCA. That's a 4-leg right there. But again, like I just mentioned, like I don't really necessarily do that often, where I parlay any type of prop or anything or props all on one slip from one game. I really don't usually, I kind of like really just like backed away from that. It's just like another thing that I really don't find too much profit in for myself. It just doesn't work for me personally. Like one of my brothers, he does that. He'll send me a parlay for like the Pirates game or something like that, and it'll be cashing on that stuff. I'm like, I don't know how you do it, dude, but it works for him. And I tailed a couple of his slips, cashed on some, but most of the time I just, as usual, sit back and watch him succeed. Next up, Blue Jays, Yankees. Okay, Cam's on the road. Fisher's pitching for them. Because automatically off top, when Cam is pitching, I'm automatically thinking full game under. Last time he played, he faced off. Well, excuse me. Last time he faced off against the Blue Jays, he shut them down at least for just 2. Let me see, Cam. Let me look at Cam on the road. 3-2 in the last 5 to cashing. 70% hit rate just in the last 10, just in general, to the under. Fisher at home over most of the time. Technically 3-1 to the over in all of his starts this year, and technically 4-1 since last year to the over. Let me look at the first 5. Maybe I do attempt something on the first 3 one day. I think I did the one time. I did cash, but first 5s are, I feel like, are just a bit more of a riskier. Well, technically, first 3 would be more of a riskier bet. Okay. Now it gets a little interesting. So first 5 is going under. Now, actually, the books believe it's actually going to go under. Super juiced. So what would you do? Would you go 4? Minus 130. Nice little spot. So it has to be plus 100 here. 102. 102s, minus 102s, it depends on the spot. Like this might hit 4 runs. It might. But with Cam on the mound, last time he allowed a bunch of runs was against Boston on the 25th of June. So again, this is him on the road pitching. So anything outside of that, he's been shutting them down. Maybe you even, because I talked about the Yankees, maybe fade the Blue Jays today. It's juice, but maybe it does cash. They're 4-1 to going under their team runs in the first 5. It's a minus 140 on the score bet app. I might take this here. Head to head on the year, they are 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4-4 even. So, but on the road though, or excuse me, at home, because on the road against the Yankees, they ended 2-1 to the under, and against the Yankees at home, they are 2-2 even. I'm gonna cue it up. Might take this as an extra bet. Now the question becomes, does the first 5 under cash? Because it is super juiced. Cam on the road, it's cashed when he's pitching. Yankees have scored just in general in the last, or even just the last 5. They scored 2 runs or higher twice against Chicago, against Tampa Bay. And when we look at your boy at home, he was shutting teams down from getting runs. It's all season actually. So maybe you do take the push, which would be, which would be the 4 runs. Yeah, just 4. I mean, if you want to take the plus value here, if they're allowing it, it's plus 108 on FanDuel. Maybe it does go for you. Maybe. But I think they're attributing it to maybe what Toronto has done at home, because they're actually scoring some runs at home. But again, we're talking about Cam, who usually, for the most part, he does not allow that many runs, just in general. Head to head, back in June on the 13th, 1-1. Yeah, maybe you do. Maybe this, because it's positive plus value for you, maybe you do take the first 5 under 4 runs if you don't want to take the juiced spot. Let's see. Or you take the 4. Well, either way, it's still 4. It's just I kind of found it funny that the books have 2 separate things of the same coin. Like, it's 3.5, it's still 4, it's still rounded to 4, and then you have just a regular old number 4 here in it, and it's like they're acting like both is different, and it's technically not. So I'm gonna queue up the 3.5 under. It's plus value. I like it. I might take it as an extra bet. That's that one. I just really don't know who would show up after. Like, Luis may or may not get a hit off of Braden here. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Remember, we really don't know who's gonna hit a home run. Maybe Bryce does get a home run. He has 1 against Braden. Maybe he does get another one today, but he's only faced off against him 3 times. So outside of that, he's only has 1 hit. He struck out once, and that's about it. Didn't walk or anything. So yeah, just kind of consider. Maybe Jesus and Nathan shows up today for that one. So that's that. Next up, so this one, this is technically my very first pick for my main picks for today. And oh shoot, I forgot to just pop in my head just now. Here. Un momento. All right. Yeah, there it goes. All right. So here's what I'm thinking with the game. Now, automatically off top, I took Giants for 4 runs total. Now, this is going to be, for me, this is a risky bet for me, because the Giants have not scored 4 runs consistently. They've actually gone under most of the last 5 games. They're only averaging 2 runs. So this is a risky spot. I took a risk. Here's why. So this is the last 6 seasons. Now, obviously off top, I originally thought, let me take the Giants on the money line because they have a winning record against Colorado. Now, Colorado beat them yesterday 5-2. The under cashed, but they only, again, Giants only scored 2 runs. Colorado scored 4. Now, Lorenzen's on the mound. He has a 3-10 record, just in general. Last time he faced off against San Fran, he gave up 4 runs. Logan Webb is pitching. Last time he faced off against the Rockies, he gave up a bunch of runs, but he's 7-7 even. I'm basing it off my pick. I'm basing it off of the history and what the Giants have done in the last 6 games, and more importantly, last 6 games at home. Still, nice record, 9-1 at home against the Colorado Rockies since 2021. On a Saturday, they've literally won. They technically won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight games. And in all of those games, they scored 4 runs every single time. And all of those wins, outside of the one loss that they lost on August 14th of 2021, that same season, back in April 10th of 2021, they scored 4 runs in a win. Now, if you feel like the total could cash, the record on a Saturday between both teams, is this: 1, 2, 3. What is it? 7.5. 7.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. So the under is more prevalent. So I would potentially look towards the under. It did cash 3 straight for the Giants, which includes last night. And history on this year, currently in the matchup, it's 67% hit rate to the over, just in general full. But on the season, it is 4-4. It's 7-4 to the over. But we're talking about them in San Fran. When they face off against each other in San Fran, the under is more prevalent, 4-1. We're talking about from last series, last month, to walking into this series. So the under is still a prevalent look. So maybe you do look towards the under, because again, like I said, it's 6-4 to the under in the history on the day. And like I said, in the last 8 straight games against the Rockies, the Giants have scored 4 runs on a Saturday against the Colorado Rockies. So like I said, record wise, they're 9-1. Obviously off top, you would want to take the Giants on the money line, -160 on Caesars and stuff like that, and higher here. It is juiced, but if it cashes, you made a few extra bucks in your pocket. Now the question becomes, do you take the Giants to cover the run line, which is better value, is plus value actually, +130 on ScoreBet app, FanDuel, Fanatics. They are on the season 58% hit rate since last year. At San Fran, 3-2 to covering the -1.5 at home. So do this every mention what you will. I'm personally feel like the Giants can bounce back. They could potentially possibly win, just because, again, their record at home since 2020 in the last 6 seasons, they're on an 8 straight winning streak. I could potentially see them bouncing back today. Maybe the full game does go under, and they do still get me what my main pick is, 4 runs. Outside of that, it's depending on if the Giants do, say, get 5, 6, 7 runs off of, you know what I'm saying, really starting against Michael. They get 3 runs early, maybe 4 early. I'm definitely considering them for 2 runs here, but I believe it's actually 3. Yep, it's actually 3. Books believe they're going to possibly potentially get 3 runs. History-wise, prior to the last 4, they were getting 3 runs on them most of the season, but at home they're struggling. So maybe today is a day where they flip it. They actually do get the 3 runs. It's plus value, +110 on Fanatics. Highly recommend that you take it, because they just might do it, all because of the history against the pitcher. Lorenzen might actually mess up again and cause them to score. So I could see a potential Giants day here. I'm just wondering if any of these players on both sides are actually going to show up and do anything of any kind as far as a player prop wise. Because again, we're talking about the under as being a more prevalent spot. So kind of be cautious with this game, because under is cashing just on the day specifically, 6-4 to the under on a Saturday. In the history matchup, the under is cashed in multiple games this year in this matchup this season, and more specifically here in San Fran when it's pertaining to this matchup. And it did cash last night. I could see it cashing again today. But again, as I always say, whatever I say on the stream possibly could flip to the other side. But this is what I'm feeling. So look towards Devers, look towards Young Holy, Bryce, maybe Willie. Maybe they show up today. But still never forget about, you know what I mean, Goodman, Moniak. Did Goodman get a hit yesterday? He did not. Okay. So maybe Goodman bounces back today. Maybe he gets a hit against Logan. Logan in and around almost 5 hits earned, 2 earned runs, 3 straight unders. He really does great against them too. What is the flip? What would the flip be if I say, let me take Logan Webb to go to not allow 2 runs against the Giants? It's a -160 on BetMGM, -160 on DraftKings. Okay, because I have yet to fade a pitcher on not allowing runs. At least I don't think I've placed a bet for that yet. I don't think. I've been thinking about it anytime I see stuff. I'm like, oh, maybe this pitcher does not allow X amount of runs. It's usually great value. And technically that 160 is actually decent enough value for a return, because if he only allows 2 runs and he doesn't allow that 3rd run, you're good. Maybe Rumfield for something. He has 2 singles against Logan, and he's 8-10, 8-2 against them. This year he's getting multiple hits against them. Maybe you look towards, Rumfield for a single even. He's getting singles most of the time against San Fran. He had a single last night. It's a 1-1-1 tonight. Now it's a small lean for him to go under the single today, but I could still possibly potentially see him getting at least a hit, getting on first base in any of the 2 to 3 at bats before Logan comes off the mound. I could possibly see him getting a hit against Logan, or just in general, full game even, 1 single. So I like that. Because again, most of the time he's getting it. He just kind of didn't. So let me cue that up. I don't know if I'm going to take that on. I like it though. Like it a lot. Moniac, did you do anything yesterday? Nope. But he's positive against Logan. 5 singles and a triple. But he struck out 5 times though. But it's not like crucial or anything bad though, because he's 16 at bats. Everything else was pop flies, ground balls, positive. So yeah, I'm kind of wondering. Full game under is my main read for this one, so I'll cue that up just per the day. Do that. All right, next up, main pick for today, Nationals versus Mets. I took full game under 8.5. That's what I took on DraftKings. So I took this because, and actually, like I said, I got it at better value. Let me make sure that I was correct. I want to say it was I want to say it was 8.5. Could be wrong. Might be 7. Yep, 8.5. It was a -116 on DraftKings, and this was hours ago. So Lord is pitching. When he's pitched since last year, 6-7% hit rate. Now he's technically 1-0 to the over this year in his first start against the Red Sox. But again, that was the Red Sox though, right? So, but they scored 10 runs. You know what I mean? I honestly didn't see them scoring 10 runs that day. But Manet's pitching, when he pitches at home, 3-2 to the under here. And let me actually fix this, because like I said, it's 8.5. The one that I grabbed. Still 3-2 in the last 5. And what was it, the head-to-head? Head-to-head, the over is cashed most of the time. 62% hit rate. And then 2-2 this year at New York. But most of the time, the under is cashed 60% hit rate. I took the under because of the matchup on the day. Just show y'all. It was Mets. Another Saturday pick. Nationals. On Saturdays at home since 2020. So last 6 seasons, 1-4 record. The under, because again it was 8.5, is 5-3 to hitting on Saturday since 2020. So the under is cash. In the last 6 seasons, technically 5. 5-3 to the, or excuse me, apologies. I'm like, not it. So 1, 2, 3, 4-1 to the under. That's what it was. I was reading something totally different here on StatMuse that I recently came across. I was like, oh, they're 5-3, blah blah blah. So it's 4-1 to the under on Saturdays in this matchup. So this is the reason why I took the under here, is because of this. Now Mets have a losing record against Nationals, so if you want to take the Nationals today on the money line, it's plus value If you want to take it based on the actual day, plus 115 on Fanatics, plus 124 is looking like actually DraftKings the best value looking like. Let me see. 126. Yep. DraftKings has the best value because I don't have ProfitX or Novig. So DraftKings would be the best bet. If you feel like, again, per the day, feel like because Washington beats them a lot, take them for the money line. I'm just not sure if you know what I mean, like if Washington will win. They didn't win yesterday. Low scoring game. Mets won 4-1. I don't even remember if anybody even really did anything. Anybody hit a home run or anything like that. Head to head, the Mets have a 52% hit rate. Washington on the road has a 40% win rate currently against them. 2-2 this year. So maybe, like I said, maybe it flips. Washington wins today. I'm just telling y'all, if this cashes, like Center showed y'all that the Nationals have a winning record against the Mets on a Saturday, and you didn't take this, and it cashes, fresh out of luck. So, but yeah, that's pretty much that reason there. I'm just, like I said, I'm not sure because I'm thinking, like I said, mostly full game over is my main pick and main read still. I'm just wondering if anybody's going to actually show up in this one. We shall see. Next up, so my O's. We facing off against the Rays. We beat them 6-5 last night. Didn't see that occurring, but like, I mean, when I woke up this morning and seen that we won, I was like, oh, okay, cool. The over hit. We won. I'll take that win. Give me a second. I was thinking, like there was a couple of things I was thinking. I was thinking my O's to get 2 runs, first 5. But I didn't go with that. This is my third and final main read of the day as well. But I ended up going with my O's getting 4 runs, and this is another risky bet. But if I remember correctly, I think I did do it based off of another stat use. I think so. Rays record versus on Saturdays at home since 2020. It's a 4-4 even record. But the one thing that's consistent in this moment here is that we have scored, my O's. We've scored 1. I think this was it. Yeah, this was it. We're 5-3 to scoring 4 runs, just in general in total here since 2020-2021 season, basically the last 5 seasons here. So on a Saturday. So even though we're tied 4-4, technically in the last 5 matchups, we're actually 3-2 to beating the Rays on the road against them since 2022. But like I said, 5-3 record to getting 4 runs against the Rays on enemy territory. So I took us to get 4 runs. It was a minus. Actually, it was plus 5. It was plus 105 on Caesars. So I said, let me go ahead and take that. So one moment where I take a plus value spot, because I haven't really been taking those that often. Because technically, like the minus 128s and 150s and whatever else that I've been picking have been working out a bit better for me more recently. But I still chase the plus money every so often, and this is the one of the days where I decided to chase the plus value here. So let's hope that this will work out. The question becomes, because Kyle's pitching, Seymour's pitching, because I also thought about first 5 under, but my hope is that my O's can still get 2 runs, because Seymour specific, when he's pitching at home, He did allow 3 teams, 3 straight, Seattle, New York, Washington, to get 3 and 7 runs against him. But Tampa scored 6 runs here. They also scored 2 in that game. So again, the first 5 hit to the over here in 3 straight. But prior to that, he stopped Boston, Miami, and Toronto from getting a run. So it's a 50-50 split. So now, head-to-head though, there's no data because he hasn't pitched against us. Bradish pitched against them this year, and the under did cash. But at the same time, we still didn't score 2 runs in those games. So that's what I'm saying. 50-50 spot for that specific prop for us to score 2 runs in the first 5 is an up in the air spot. Is it still 119 or something like that? So 115. It's still 115 on Fanatics. Head to head, we were normally scoring, you know what I'm saying, most of the time against them. But on the road, like I said, this year 2-2. So I'm just really not sure if Seymour is gonna continue to not allow runs against us, because he pretty much shut us down the last time. But more recently, he's been allowing runs, and at home, like I said, 3 straight where he did. So the question becomes, do we show up? Do you rely on Mayo, O'Neill, Pete, Gunnar, you know what I'm saying, any of these batters on my O's to actually produce 2 to 3 runs in the first 5 against Seymour? That's the question. So I honestly, just being honest, really feel like the first 5 under would be more of a prevalent spot, because I'm really feeling like there's a potential spot for this to go under. So minus 145 here. If you feel like it would go under to 4 or to 3.5, that's plus value there. I feel like it would go just, you know what I'm saying, even under just 4, it's plus 100, minus 115 on BetMGM. So do with this information what you will. Let me just see. Yeah, head to head from last series, it went 2-1 to the over. Actually, no, apologies. 2-1 to the over, but 3 straight overs in the matchup, which includes last night. But just in general on the year, 3-4. So yeah, I just don't know. That's what I'm gonna queue up here. I'll say first 5 under, at least just for the base spot. I'm just kind of curious if anybody else is gonna show up to do anything else. We'll see. Miami, Cincinnati. Miami won yesterday. Actually, pause. They lost yesterday, 1-0. So I just did mention that my full game under hit. Maybe possible potential for this to flip the other way. But my question becomes, does Miami get any hits against Brady here? He's been getting strikeouts often. There's a pause. Wrong thing. There's a picture. Oh, that's what it was. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me backtrack. Is it Lord? No. What picture is it? I think it's Washington. Lord. So I'm considering possibly taking Lord for strikeouts. Now, he's only pitched in 2 games this year. At Boston and then at home against Cincinnati. He's back on the road. Last year on the road, he was consistently getting strikeouts, averaging 3.7, and then 4.4, and technically 4 straight since last year. It's just that he didn't get anything against Boston. Now, the Mets strike out well. They do. They strike out well. They are in the last 5. I want to say they're 3-2 to striking out, or a pitcher who they face off against them got 4 strikeouts, if I remember correctly, for the data. So because again, this is plus value for Lord. It's a plus 126 on FanDuel. I think it was a little higher than this hours ago when I looked at it, because I was literally about to put the bet in, and I was like, hold on, wait, and I had to really look at it to make sure, because it was early morning and I didn't want to make sure that I was foggy from just waking up and looking at stuff. And then like I said, I noticed that he only pitched in 2 games this year. So I want to believe that this rolls over into this matchup here tonight. And he did get 4 strikeouts against the Mets last year, but this was at home. But he's 1-1 in general. So I'm hopeful. This is a risky bet because it's plus value, because he may not get the four strikeouts. He might even just land on 3 and that's it. Next question is, does he allow any runs? Head to head, he allowed 2 and 4 against the Mets last year, because his runs is 2. And actually, I think it was 106 hours ago, if I remember, maybe 108. So it dipped up a little bit as far as allowing earned runs. Okay, now it's an even -110. But it's actually better. Like, DraftKings personally believes that he's actually going to do this because it's a -110. For him to go under is a -121 on DraftKings. So DraftKings believes he's actually going to go under. So yeah, if you feel like Laura's going to get the 4 strikeouts, take it. Like it says, plus value. So I just had to kind of dive into that real quick. But back to what I was talking about with the Marlins and Cincy. Kind of feel like it's a flip. Books currently believe it's going to go under again. But again, I'm wondering about Brady and I'm wondering about Gusto. So last time he pitched against Cincinnati, he didn't allow any earned runs. Brady allowed a bunch of runs against Miami. But we're talking about a Miami squad that still sort of kind of can get runs. They personally believe that they'll get it at a -1 to get 4 runs at a -187 super juice. So of course you bump it up to 5 or 4.5, so -115. So slight lean to the under, I guess. -1, it's an even spot. They believe it's going to go either way. If we go here, head to head, struggling on the road against them, super struggling. 3 straight unders, which includes this year, was just technically yesterday, last night. But all in all, just in general, they struggled to even just score runs against the Reds. So maybe you do possibly take the first 5 under, but I don't know if Guso's going to actually shut down Cincinnati. He's been allowing runs just in general. Okay, little consistency to the under. No head-to-head matchup. Him on the road. Okay, that's why they possibly would allow the 3, because he's 2-2 on the year, but even, which includes last year, almost 3 runs was allowed just in general in the last 10 starts. But again, like I said, 2-2, still averaging 2 runs. I'm guessing they're giving Cincinnati 3 runs in the first 5. Just make sure. Yep, plus 100. But they're not even getting. So if anything, like on paper, like Brady potentially may possibly give up some runs against Miami, maybe. But Brady, again, like I said, Brady has kind of fixed the issue from what we're looking at together here. Oh man, it's plus value for it to go under. The books, like I said, books believe it's gonna go over though. It's Gusto on the road, 2-2 to the under this year. Brady, last 5 home starts, 80% hit rate in the last 5. Again, it went over against the Athletics. So he's pretty much been pitching better. Now, Cincinnati didn't score any runs until the 4th. Again, this was Brady at home. Then Gusto on the road. They did score 2 times, but then they didn't score 2 times. And only allowed 2 teams to get 5 runs. So that's what I'm saying. It's I don't know. I'm kind of, honestly, just kind of thinking maybe it is a first 5 under. Because again, Miami's struggling to get any runs on the road. Cincinnati, they are getting some runs more recently, at least 3 or higher. They did allow a couple of runs, at least 4 twice in the last. We're talking about the last 5. I'm personally, honestly, guys, thinking first 5 under. I'm gonna cue that up as a read. It is a read. I don't think it would be an actual pick for me, but the books believe it's gonna go over. It's a -110 on Fanatics 114. Better value on what's I think is Novik, but I don't have Novik. But better value on BetMGM and the ScoreBet app. So I feel like the first 500 will cash, but maybe it would go over because Cincinnati does randomly score some runs. Because I don't know if I really don't know if Marlins are going to actually do anything today. Because if you're really breaking down this stuff, a lot of red here for Cincinnati. Pretty much mostly red for the Marlins outside of Conine, Lopez, if Ruiz even plays, and then Edwards. Maybe you still look towards Edwards for 2 HRR tonight. He's a positive against Brady. That's a good sign. Now on the year, he's 2-2 to getting 2. And he's hitting the sinker at least. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Still, it's a risky bet, but it's a positive one. It's plus value. That's what I think about that one. It is a lot of games. I don't think I'm gonna get through all of them. I at least wanted to talk about at least half, because I'm trying to enjoy my weekend, so I want to relax, watch some shows, chill, eat some lunch. Shoot, might take a nap. I don't know. Cause like I sort of kind of slept last night. Sort of kind of like I woke up at just before 3 a.m. and I was up until after 4:30 when I decided to close my eyes. Cause originally I was gonna just look at some stuff, but then I saw, cause I'm a movie guy. Cause I love watching movies and stuff. So they announced a lot of Marvel stuff, a few other stuff, and I'm like, okay, cool, bad. So I got caught up in that. Phillies and Twins. Did the Twins win yesterday? No, they did not. So Phillies didn't play yesterday. No, neither team played yesterday. Actually no, that was the last time they played against each other, was 13th. So they had a little day off, now they're back. Everybody's rested. Jesus is on the mound. Prelip's on the mound. I don't think I'm going to dive too much further into anything. I'm probably just going to break down what I think may potentially happen. So 2 and 3 to the under, or excuse me, to the over. Last 5 for Luzardo. Prelip 4-1 to the under, and his last 4 starts on at home. But of course, let's look at the actual head-to-head. 1-0 to the under. Again, this was the 13th, but 2-1 last year to the over, or excuse me, to the under. What am I saying? I'm doing the wrong thing. I was looking at. I don't know why I clicked on. Here we go. That is my bad. All right, so the under's catching 60% hit rate, 80% in the last 5. 60% hit rate in the last 5, 70% hit rate in the last 10. But Prelip pitches, when he pitches, 70% hit rate at home, 80% hit rate at home. And then Luzardo, 50-50 in the last 10, but 6% hit rate to the over. Maybe the over does cash, because it didn't cash the last game. Oops. Okay. So head to head, it keeps going under. Again, maybe it goes over today though. I'm just curious about that first 5. Wondering if either pitcher is going to give up any type of runs. Plus value, Booksweaver is going to go under. Okay, 60% to the under. 60% to the under. Prelip at home though. 78% hit rate to the over. 80% hit rate to the over in the first 5. I'm curious. Does he Because he's been allowing earned runs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least two earned runs in the last 6 home starts or higher. Luzardo, more recently, 3 teams didn't get anything, but the other 2 did, and just in general. So maybe it does go under. But I'm just wondering if like the Twins, because I think, is Buxton back tonight? I thought I saw his name. It's like Buxton's playing. Let me see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. There it is. Maybe they announce. Go follow MLB Underdog or Underdog MLB on Twitter if you're there. They've only just announced 2 lineups here. Okay. All right. So. Okay, Peralta's starting for the Padres today. Okay. I'm wondering about this first 5. Like, it might go under, because we're just talking about what the pitchers have done against the opponent. And like I said, Luzardo, for the most part, isn't allowing too many earned runs on the road. The same, a little bit different. Because obviously, off top of me, I'm like, okay, Prelip's the ones that he's the one that struggled. So maybe they're giving Philly 3 runs in the first 5. Yeah, it's super, because it's super juiced here. They're not even allowing you to pick it because I don't have what you call it. So it's either they're going to get it. Books currently believe that they're going to go under the -145. 50-50 in the last 10 to getting 3. 60% hit rate in the last 5. But want to know this year, because of the meeting from two games ago. Again, they are rested. Maybe Philly again. Maybe they do come out here and hit a pre for 3 runs in the first 5. So maybe you at least look that way. That's what I'm thinking. Let me see. He struggles against lefties, of course. Schwarber, Harper, no data. Brandon, no data. Trey? Oh, he doesn't like. Oops. What about Bone? He's hitting the forcing. Can't forget about Remuto. He's hitting the slaughter. So yeah, it's either you think Phillies can get 3 runs, or if they go under. They went under most of the last year. Technically all 3 meetings at home, but that was at home. On the road, still sort of kind of producing runs. 3 runs in the last 5 on the road. I'm just wondering if they'll go back to back today, or if they'll go under today. So I'm kind of curious. I honestly, it is a risk, but I do like Philly's first 5 runs. We'll go with that. Seattle Stros. The Stros cover the run line. They won 10-3. I did mention that in the stream yesterday. For my after stream breakdown, I did say Stros money line, even though they went above their team runs in the first 5. That was per the read from the stream. Thought that they were going to go under the team runs. They went over, but they did win the game, so that was a 1-1 deal on mine as far as the read. So when Zinski's out there, Hancock's out there for Mariners. He's 1-0 against them, but he did allow 5 runs the last time he pitched against them. Wazinski has not pitched against Seattle, but he is averaging 3 runs. It's gonna be 4 runs. Earned runs wise, just in general in his starts, 3-2 to allowing. Head to head, he did stop them from scoring runs but that was last year. So he's pitching at home, 2-2. Actually, pause. I'm looking at it. That was the stuff from last year. So he's actually 1-0 to not allowing a team from scoring any earned runs this year. That was against Toronto earlier this month, basically last week. While Hancock earned runs 2-2 more recently, 2-3 technically. Head to head, 2-0. 1-0 this year. Way back in April, he allowed 3. Oops. And then him on the road this year, really pretty much handling the business, stopping teams from getting the 3 runs. Now, BetMGM believes he's gonna allow the 3 runs, but DraftKings believes that he's not gonna allow the 3 runs. So maybe this is the day, because we know that just like players are a day late, teams are a day late. Maybe the Stros don't get 3 runs today. Maybe you do fade them on the first 5 team runs, which is -130 on Fanatics, 135. So I'm going to queue that up as a read. Kind of feel like that would actually cash. If it does, we'll see. But the question becomes, does the full game go over? The books is going to go over. Does Houston win again, or does Seattle bounce back and win this game? Because I'm wondering about that. Now, Seattle back-to-back scored a bunch of runs. And technically, 3 of the last 5 they scored 4 runs or higher. So that's a positive for us. Seattle on the road, still same thing. We're talking about, we're talking about the history of the versus. They're actually scoring runs against above 500 and getting 4 runs. So maybe another look if it does happen. If Seattle can get some runs, maybe you do take them for 4 runs -145. And if you feel like they'll get 5 plus value, +120 on ScoreBet app, 115 on BetMGM, 115 on Caesars. Head to head, they're usually getting runs, so that's also a positive for y'all. If y'all do decide to say look this way, I actually like them to get the 5 runs, but I would rather queue up the 4, just in case it be one of those games where it's a random spot where they don't get it. But I do like them getting 5 runs plus value, because they're every time they do get the runs, they're getting 6 or higher. So then we're talking about this year, they are 7-2 to getting 5 runs or higher. So yeah, again, per the data, go with the data, take it for the 5, but I like it as a safe spot at 4. So that's a queue up there. And that's pretty much that. Like, so I'm gonna just run through, I don't think all of them, but maybe 1 or 2 more, and I'm gonna get out of here. Cleveland, San Diego. It was stated that Alvarez is looking to be the potential starting pitcher for the Padres. Actually, no, they changed it. So it's no longer. So Peralta is going to be out there today. So we got to switch you out for you. He's a lefty. Cleveland is still hitting lefties. Cleveland did get the 2 runs I needed in the first 5. Yesterday they did score a bunch of runs, but they lost 7-5. Does San Diego win today with Joey on the mound? Joey struggles against righties, a little bit against lefties. I don't know what Peralta specifically struggles against, unless has it here. Lefty batters. No, I apologize. Righty batters. Because the red is what he does best at. And you got the other stuff. So a lot of stuff is blue is cold. So he struggles against righty batters. So because he struggles against righties. One earned run. Fascinating. So maybe, all right. Maybe what this is one of those things, like I keep mentioning during the streams, is that they're throwing the pitcher out there for 1 or 2 innings, and then they'll bring Vasquez out there. So maybe Peralta's out there for just a brief 2 innings. He doesn't allow anything, and then Vasquez gets, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the way. So maybe that's the case, because this is what it looks like with Randy out there as far as Cleveland goes. Then Joey's more than likely possibly gonna be out there the rest of the way. He has been allowing hits, but he still doesn't allow too many earned runs. Look up Vasquez. Actually, they won't. Hold on. Nope, they won't let me look up. That sucks. Can't look at Vasquez. It's okay. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I want to say Cleveland bounces back. They do bat well enough against lefties. Let me just look at this real quick. Let's see. Minus 140. Yeah, they're averaging almost 8 runs against lefties all season. 7 earned runs versus lefties all year. And then versus lefties on the road, same thing, averaging 7 runs in the last 10, 6 runs in the last 5. So this is literally like, okay, might as well take Cleveland for 4 runs today. Like I said, I did it for the 2, should have taken them for the 4. Now the question becomes, could they get another back-to-back? Now it's juiced for them to get 3 runs. I don't like that. So now the books will either at least going to get the 2 and not anything else. They had 3 yesterday at home. This is what they've done. They're at least getting 3 most of the time. So if you feel like they'll get the 3 runs, it's plus value plus DraftKings here. So maybe they do get the 3 runs here. But the question becomes, do they bounce back? Do they win? But off top, like I said, I really like Guardians back-to-back with 4 runs or higher. Let's look at San Diego. They're getting 4 runs against them just in general. It's like they're getting 5 runs just in general. They actually really is 7. But they're averaging 6.5 against them, but 1-0 to getting 4. Currently on the road, they're killing 5 runs in the last 10, 5 runs in the last 5. So maybe you do look towards the potential possible over here. It's 8.5. Peralta on the road, 3-0 to the under. That's not good. He allowed one team to get, well, actually the whole team allowed one team to get the 4 runs. And then Cantillo, 60% hit rate in the last 10 to the over, but 80% hit rate to the under in the last 5 starts at home. They allowed 2 teams to get, actually 3 teams to get 4 runs against them. So maybe you literally have an option to take both. Technically, maybe you do take both teams to get 4 runs. It is a minus 154 on Caesars. Again, like I said, per the data, 1-0 here. And we're talking about them versus lefties. I apologize. Per the data, at home versus lefties, they're getting the 4 runs most of the time. And you know, I think I was looking at the wrong thing. But either way, they're still getting the 4 runs most of the time. They didn't get any here. I'm personally feeling Guardians 4 runs, San Diego 4 runs. I'm gonna cue up the over. Really do kind of could see this going over. San Diego scoring once again 6-7 runs. Cleveland getting at least 4 runs, maybe 5. And like I said, the over cashes. So that's that one. Already talked about Seattle game. That was Stroh's first 5 under 2.5, and then Seattle getting 4 runs. I think that's all. It's after 11 o'clock. Yeah, I think that's all. I mean, on paper, Milwaukee looks like they'll beat the Dodgers on the road. Dodgers are still, I want to say, still kind of struggling. They did cover yesterday. They covered in the first game, but the under hit. They won 3-1. I can see Milwaukee bouncing back because I think, Mizorowski's pitching tonight. So maybe the full game under does hit again. Maybe that's the best look for that game. And then maybe, like I said, Milwaukee wins tonight. Diamondbacks, Braves. Diamondbacks won yesterday. They won 2-0. The under cashed. I just don't know if the under will actually hit again. I'm thinking to bounce back to the full game, to the over here for this one. The books believe it's going to go over, but we'll see what happens. I would look towards the over, just being honest, because it may flip. The question becomes, does Arizona cover again? Head-to-head, 3 straight covers since last series as well. 3-2 just in general, but they've covered most of the time against Atlanta. So maybe you do take it. And technically, they rolled their wins, they're covering wins over from last year against Atlanta. So again, maybe you do take Arizona to cover tonight. Maybe. And then, like I said, full game mode. So I'll at least actually do like Arizona covering the +1.5. So I'm going to cue that up. And like I said, the full game over is the prevalent look. My Pirates, we won yesterday. Better than what we've played in a very long time, in my opinion. 8-4 at home against Boston. Boston still was able to get 4 runs. We scored 8. We pretty much showed up. Question becomes, with Sonny Gray on the mound, the overcast yesterday, I could possibly see a flip to the under, or Boston scoring a bunch of runs. We get a few on the board late game and the over cashes. But I don't know if we are going to specifically win tonight with Gray on the mound. Let's look at his record in the last 10 real quickly on the road. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, 5-2, 5-3, 6-3, 6-4 in the last 10. Jones. Oh, you know what? I apologize. Looking at the wrong thing. There we go. Let's relook at that. 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, 8-2 winning record on the road. While Jones pitching at home, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 2-5. So that's what I'm saying. Obviously, on paper, even with the pitcher, we're talking about the starting pitcher through the few innings that they pitch, and by the end of the game, it's looking like Boston's on the bounce back to win tonight on our home turf, home field. We'll see. But me, I would be like, we'll go ahead and take Boston. I just don't know if we'll cover the run line or not. I'm just not sure. But thinking possible potential under, full game, we'll see. And then Kansas City and the Angels, the final score was 7-6. A bunch of runs happened last night. The Royals won 7-6. The over cashed. Dominick's on the mound. When he's on the mound, pitching out on the road, the under cashed. When Depner's on the mound at home, the under has cashed 90% hit rate. So maybe you do look towards the under here. Maybe the full game switches and flips to the under. But head-to-head wise this year, it's 4-0 to the over. So maybe you go with the history just in general. It's 6% hit rate just in general, but we're talking about from last year. This year's consistently hit to the under. Apologies, it's hit to the over. So maybe you do take the over again, but it is plus value, plus 124. No, my apologies. It's still plus value. It's a plus 105. Fanatics, BetMGM, Caesars, stuff like that. So maybe you do just per the head-to-head. And again, like I said, it's still cashing 70% for the Royals. 50-50 in the last 10, but it's the unders cashing for the Rangers. But again, I'm now that I'm looking at the data as far as the head-to-head, I like the over. So I would say give me the over, full game over for this one, because it continues to cash in that matchup. And final one up, Rangers, Athletics. The Athletics won 8-3. Didn't see him scoring 8 runs, but they did it. They over cashed. Gore's on the mound. When he's on the mound, it's a 6% hit rate to the over, but last 5 games, 6% to the over, but back-to-back unders. Jen's on the mound when he's pitching at home this year, 3-2 to the over. But let's look at the head-to-head matchup. Head-to-head, just in general on the season, just 3 and actually no, let me fix it. I don't know why it's actually, there we go. I don't know why they had it at 10. Did they believe it's going to be a high scoring game today? Let me relook at that. Here we go. So 70% hit rate for the under for the Rangers, 80% hit rate for the Athletics. Same thing at home, 6% hit rate to the under in the live, but on the road, 80% to the under. Then let's look at Gore on the road. Again, we're talking about the 7.5. That's the base. I don't know why they had it at 9.5, but 70% hit rate. And then just in general on the season, when Gore's pitched on the road, again at home, 70% hit rate, 90% hit rate to the over. So maybe you do take the over. Maybe 1-1 this year, 3-2 just in general since last year. Maybe you do take the over. I like it. It's 7.5. I like it. That's everything. I broke it down nice and sweet in the last few minutes, but that'll work. Hour and a half worth of a stream. I'll take it. Nobody was here, and that's okay. But if you made it this far all the way through, let's hope for the best for today. But with that, I'm about to be out. Let's hope for the best for today. Hope you have a great and humbling weekend. Stay safe and stay humble this weekend. Take care of yourselves mentally and spiritually and everything else, so that then you can be there for others if you really true up to doing so, to your family, friends, and loved ones. And I will hopefully talk to y'all tomorrow morning, roughly around the same time, between 8 and 10 a.m. to go over the slate for tomorrow. But that, let's just enjoy some sports for today, and I'll holler at you later, guys.